So what have you achieved in your life so far? What have you done with it? What did you even achieve over the weekend? Gosh, I ask myself this sometimes, but hey, there's nothing wrong with a weekend which is mostly relaxing. I think that's an achievement in itself. Having said that, though, that is not going to impress somebody that you're wanting to give you a job. You need to come up with a convincing list of things that you've achieved in life so that they know that you can add value to their to the workplace, that you can bring your achievements and be a solution to a problem, not just part of the problem. But how do we do that? Well, the man with the answers on this and most things, honestly, is Tom O'Neill from cv.co.nz. Tom, kia ora, thanks for your time.
Morning, my friend. Great to be on the show again. Thank you.
I think, in terms of weekends, relaxing is a good achievement. But you don't want to hire somebody who sees that as an achievement for weekdays as well. That doing stuff on my phone isn't going to impress any potential employee.
Look, absolutely. It's achievements are a way to very clearly share your value. A lot of people out there are afraid of selling themselves through the interview process and through the CV because they're thinking, I'll come across as arrogant. But if you've actually got some really good achievements, an employer wants to know that. Nay, they need to know that.
Yeah.
They need to know that you actually can add real value. And if you're not communicating your value, and a way to do that's through achievements, you're letting down the employer. You're not giving them what they need.
So, I mean, this is a different category than the qualifications. This is a different category to aptitudes. We've covered some of those beforehand. What sort of things would go into the achievements category? What sort of things should we be putting there, Tom?
Yeah, great. So it really depends, obviously, on the type of role. So firstly, for a lot of people, they'll get promoted, but not mention that in their CV. They'll just say, I'm customer services manager for the last 6 years. Not saying they started as a customer services person, got promoted to customer services team leader, and now customer services manager. That shows how their role, moved forward. And obviously, that's the greatest achievement at all, promotions.
Yeah.
But also a lot of the time we'll be given a further authority in our role. Now, a lot of the time, a person will be a receptionist, let's say, but over 6 months, they've developed some great trust in the organisation. Now they're doing stuff for HR, they're doing stuff for finance, they're doing stuff for ops. So effectively, they're now the office manager, but their job title says receptionist.
Yeah.
So again, okay, how do we form that up? So in a CV and in the interview, we talk about how we added value and we've been awarded further responsibility. And then it comes from these specific roles. So a sales rep, meeting exceeding target.
Yep.
I mean, I built up and sold 3 recruitment consultancies specializing in sales reps, and most people just put sales rep, sell product, develop relationships. But suddenly when you find out actually this person, tripled the budget, and won an award for sales, all these things, things really start to change.
So in terms of getting the balance right, should we, within our CVs, because some of this is for the CV and some of this is for the interview where you can tell stories and unpack it a little bit, how much do we put into the CV? Do we have like a separate category? These are my educational things, and then have a separate category under the heading of achievements and put perhaps 3 or 4 things in there? Or do we just hint at it in the CV and then unpack it a bit more in the interview? What's your thoughts?
Totally need to go bananas on both.
Okay.
Long story short. So, for example, in the CVs, we'll have, radio DJ personality, and then we'll have 6 or 7 responsibilities. And then underneath that, unpack 4, 5, 6 achievements.
Yeah. Then
the prior role, customer services manager, 4 to 5 key responsibilities. And then underneath that is a separate heading under that role, 4 or 5 major achievements. Now, as we go further back, we provide less and less information because, generally speaking, early in your career is not as important as now. But that's what we do. We contextualize it relating to each job rather than having it as just a big list. And a lot of people, if they do achievements, they put it at the back of the CV, major achievements, well, no one's going to read it because they probably won't get there. Or they put it at the front, which is cool, but there's no context to read it within. And so let's say you're a customer services person, you received all these commendations, you received an award, and you've consistently exceeded your key performance indicators. All of these are great achievements that would go under your current role under the heading of major achievements. Yeah.
Okay, and it's good to put that in the right space in the context because, hey, if you've got a great 5th page on your CV, no one's going to read that. I mean, hey, that's a discussion for another time about length of CVs. But I also get the idea, and I love your example of the receptionist who's actually an office manager. It's just not recognised on her job description, particularly if you're going for a job which is, you're pitching up, as it were. You're wanting to go into a job with more salary, more responsibility. I suppose you need to describe yourself as the person that you want to be through the achievements that you've already achieved, right? Yeah.
Look, absolutely. And this is the problem. A lot of recruiters, HR people, base a person's value on the job title. Okay, you're a receptionist. This is actually for an office manager. No. And it's heartbreaking because you've got someone who's legitimately an office manager. It's just their boss hasn't got their act together to give them more money. And
hence they're looking for another job, right?
Hence they're looking for another job. So in that context, what we do would say, ABC company receptionist, but directly underneath that, awarded further senior level office management responsibilities, including payroll, finance, accounts payable, business operations, freight documentation, bam, right there. And then underneath that, have a list of 6 or 7 key responsibilities they do in that wider context, rather than just open the office and smile and welcome people. And so in that context, straight away, the HR person understands they're more than just a receptionist. They've got all this more value, and they're effectively batting higher in the order, freaking analogy, than what the job title says.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's very good to get that context right, to get it in the right place in the CV so that you get the interview. And then in the interview situation, of course, you can unpack that. You can tell some stories. You can do some of that situational stuff. Tell us about a situation where you demonstrated abilities in these areas you've mentioned in your CV, right?
Oh, look, 100%. The CV is the brochure.
Yeah.
No one's going to hire you off your brochure, but they're going to hire you off your brochure, which gets you the opportunity to then present to them through the interview. And then from there, that's where the job offer comes.
Yeah.
So the CV has to sell you using your achievements. I can say to you, I'm great at these 7 things. Does it mean I'm great at them? No, it just means I can type them. However, if I share a range of mini stories, 2 or 3 lines around improving systems, so putting some new systems in place that improve the business, putting new processes in place, coaching, mentoring, training others, working on some special projects, and detailing these, and 2 or 3 lines, suddenly I'm so much more than a HR manager, a plumber, an electrician, that for a lot of tradespeople. They sort of put, hammer nails into wood. That's the natural fact. Well, let's unpack that. Okay. Well, yeah, I do a lot of mentoring and coaching with the new apprentices. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That shows value. Yeah, I did work on this large project worth $3 million. And actually, I was the acting project manager of that project for 6 months because, the main project manager got sick. Wow. Fantastic. You stepping up. So again, demonstrating these things and not being afraid to do it. You're not being arrogant. You're giving them the truth. You're being honest, not prideful.
Yeah. No, that's very good indeed. And hey, if people are coming to the end of the year and hey, at this point in November, I don't know, everybody's thinking summer, Tom, by now. Everybody's planning their summer holidays. But as part of that contemplative process, you're thinking, I'm not sure I want to be doing the job that I'm currently doing in the next year. Maybe it's time to start thinking about brushing up your CV. And, of course, a good place to go for wisdom and practical support, cv.co.nz. Tom, thank you for what you do. Thanks for joining us.
Look, a real pleasure, mate. God bless.